So at this point, I have finally gotten to spread the gravel enough where I could make my square. So basically I'm using the two tape measures. I believe both of them are 100 feet long. And I'm doing a Pythagoras sentence, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. For this particular shed, which was 10 by 16 feet, that comes to 10 by 10 is 100 and 16 by 16 is 256. So my total measurement, or the c squared, equals 356. And then I basically unsquare it, which brought me to 18 feet, so 18.86. So then I subtract 18 and I multiply 0.86 by 12, and I came with roughly 10 and a half inches. So my diagonal measurement was 18 feet and 10 and a half inches. And so I was pulling one tape measure to go from one diagonal pin at 18 feet, 10 and a half inches, and then I was pulling one side measurement to be either my 10 or 16 feet, and they both need to meet, and that's where I put the pin. It's really simple in theory, but because the tape measure stretches and it also has a loop which is about 2.5 inches long, it's not always that easy. Sometimes the measurement is 1-2 inches off, but I'm pretty much the end of it. Now I'm just going back and forth to get to exact measurement. Now I started to build the sheds a little bit differently, so I don't actually have to have a perfect square, because the perfect square then gets created by my foundation, which is either 2x6 or 2x8 boards. But at that point I was doing it a little bit differently, so I wanted to have everything square from the ground up. And once those 18 feet and 10 and a half inches are both same, and both measurements around the perimeter are also 10, 16, and 10, 16, then I'm pretty much done. I can spread the rest of the gravel with the use of level and a longboard, or sometimes I just use the level and try to pin from the last location and go forward, kind of like a circle mode. Here I am going around trying to adjust the string to the level. I forgot to mention that before, so I kind of put a string around my 4 perimeter pins, and then I'm using the string level to make the gravel level on the sides, and then I will move forward into the center with a regular bullet level, a long level. Practically, I usually choose the highest corner because that's where the string will be the lowest, and then you go from there, and you kind of like, I want it to have at least 2 inches of gravel so I can tamp it down and it can be a solid foundation for the shed. Here I am again going around on all the sides, trying to set up the string so it's level everywhere. So it kind of helps me to make those perimeter lines level with each other. Therefore, when I put my blocks down, they're all in level already. And here I came to the point where my sides are all flat, or as flat as they can be, before tampering them down with a hand tamper. And I'm going to center where I'm putting the string in a center so I can transfer that, basically not the measurement, but the flatness, or make the center level, kind of build it up. Because I cannot make all this gravel. It was 4 tons of gravel. And for the 10 by 16, I wanted to have, like I said, minimum 2 inches, but that's after tamping. And so now I'm kind of scraping in the middle, a little bit of gravel, so I have that center ridge at the same height as the 2 long sides. Selected a very nice and straight 2x4, and now I'm trying to make everything perfectly level before I tap it. So I'm transferring that measurement to all 3 sides, making sure they're all level, and then either adding or taking away the gravel, and I'm putting my level on the top of that 2x4, which hopefully is as straight as it can get. And this is my last long side, and now I'm going to pick it up and transfer it to the short sides, kind of going at least 3 different locations, making sure that they are now level with each other. So the 3 lines of blocks would be all level with each other. Like I mentioned before, now I don't do it with the gravel because the gravel sinks, so usually I try to square my platform after, but those videos are more to come. We'll be building a house, so you'll all see how that's gonna work out, which is so much easier. I've spent I think 3 days over here just playing with the gravel. It took me 1 day to bring the gravel because I had to go borrow the truck, go to the quarry, dump it, go back. Then of course some of my tenants wanted gravel, and I needed the gravel at my house, so it turned out into a whole day of bringing gravel with a 2-ton truck. Anyway, so I'm tamping it down with a hand tamper as much as I can, going over and over and over, so that gravel is kind of smushed down, and it's kind of wet. It rains a lot here, so having wet gravel really helps compact it.